Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I wanted to do a quick January roundup video or wrap-up video. And I'm really excited to be kicking off the month of February. I'm excited to share with you all the things that I experienced, the decks that I was using all throughout the month of January. And I'm excited to share with you some interesting life changes that are happening right now in my life. As you all know, I was in a car accident with my daughter at the beginning of January. I'm really happy to share with you that we're both okay. We have no injuries, and I will be starting a full-time job soon. I was previously working part-time, but an opportunity popped up for me to start working full-time, just in a different office. Same industry, same field, just a different office, basically. So I will be starting next week. I'm also recovering from a cold, so you'll probably hear the congestion in my voice. I'm congested. I have a little bit of a sore throat, kind of here and there, usually towards the end of the day. So you might hear me clearing my throat or coughing. So I just wanted to give you a quick heads up about that. So a lot happened in the month of January, and I kind of have no idea where to start. You guys are well aware of my absolute love and obsession with the Witch Sister Tarot. I cannot put this deck down. I am going to be doing a top 5 favorite decks of all time video that's coming up. I'm actually going to record that right after this video for the following week. And this one made the list. This is a phenomenal deck. It's beautiful. I can't stress that enough. Julia Jeffries is an amazing artist. There is nudity in this deck, I forgot to say. This deck has a very raw and powerful energy to it. I love working with this deck for sovereignty, empowerment. There's animal energy in this deck as well. It touches on Celtic myths, particularly Scottish. And I just feel such a deep connection with this deck. If you're not new to my channel, you know that I am half Scottish on my mother's side, so I really feel a connection to my ancestors through this deck, and it just delivers really powerful messages. I usually can pick up immediately what it's talking about, and I love to use this deck with another new deck in my collection, and that's the Green Witch's Oracle deck. So I'm loving working with this deck with the Witch Sister. I'll show you together what they look like. And the Green Witch's Oracle deck here, it works really well with the Witch Sister Tarot because it doesn't mind playing more of a sorry, I'm really struggling with my words today. I did not sleep well last night because of how congested I am. It doesn't mind taking a secondary role to the Witch Sister Tarot, and it confirms the messages really well. It clarifies them, and it just gives you a little bit extra to work with. The imagery is beautiful. It works really well with the Witch Sister Tarot. They have a lot of earth energy, both decks. So I do really enjoy like the aesthetic of both decks together. I think they look really beautiful together. There's also animals in this deck as well as the Witch Sister Tarot. I can't remember if I mentioned that. There's animals throughout the Witch Sister Tarot, which is just another reason why I absolutely love this deck. There are images of animals all throughout the deck, and it's just another layer for you to work with this deck if you like to work with animal energy. this is an amazing deck to do that with. And if you don't mind working with Celtic myth, Scottish myth, I believe there's Ceridwen in this deck as well, who's a Welsh goddess or Welsh origin goddess, as well as a bunch of other deities mentioned. So it's excellent for those types of people who like to work with those myths. So that is Witch Sister Tarot and Green Witches Oracle deck. I'm still working a lot with color, as you can tell by my eyeshadow, and it's, if you're new to my channel, I also like to choose different ink colors for my journaling. I do try and keep a regular journaling practice, although that doesn't always happen, I'm not going to lie to you. So I do like to incorporate color in that way as well, not just with my appearance. I like to also use different colored ink, and even in my planner spreads, I like to incorporate color as well sometimes. If you're new to my channel, I dedicate a significant part of my personal spiritual practice to the goddess Hecate. I became conscious of Hecate about a year ago, and I've been working with her since last year, February. So, to celebrate 1 year working with her, I wanted to really focus on liminality, and I went with the theme of tea for two, or tea party theme, in my planner journal, and that's because my daughter's 2nd birthday is coming up, and I'm throwing her a tea party, or a tea for two party theme for her birthday. And I created spreads in my planner journal that are tea for two themed, or tea party themed. So I didn't do anything too extravagant. They're actually quite simple spreads. This is just some artwork that I printed off. I found it on Pinterest. It's of an artist's rendition of the star card. I just thought it was really pretty. Also, my daughter's an Aquarius. I associate her with the star card. I've mentioned this on my channel, so I'm not gonna hesitate to mention it again. I had a miscarriage early in my marriage with my husband, and my daughter, not only is she associated with the star card because of her being an Aquarius, and that being the zodiac trump card for Aquarius, she's also, she's the star card that comes after the tarot, or a catastrophic event, which I did consider, my miscarriage to be really quite, it was a very difficult time in my life. So, so that's, a big thing that I'm, excited to incorporate that into this spread as well, as it's associated with her as well. But another thing that I wanted to do was focus on liminality with Hecate for the month of February. So I was also really focused on that as a theme at the end of January for my February spreads. And as I've mentioned before, this is the Tarot of Wonderland, so I was using this deck to create these spreads in my journal planner here. And I find this deck to be very liminal. It has there's liminal energy to it, more than other decks that I have in my collection. This is probably one of the most. So I was really trying to focus on liminality with Hecate, but with all the changes in my life, I decided maybe it wasn't the best time to do that. And that I really needed to focus on my empowerment. So I went back to the Witch Sister Tarot, and I went a bit to my Witch's Tarot by Burning Paper Hearts as well. So there was nudity in this deck. I'm about to show it to you. And again, it's just really to focus on feeling empowered right now during, significant changes in my life. It was a bit stressful in the month of January, so I felt that I really needed to focus on feeling empowered, and this deck is wonderful for that. And working with as most of you are aware, I work very closely with the femme fatale archetype, dark feminine archetype, and this deck is a wonderful deck for connecting with those archetypes, and really stepping into your empowerment, even from a shadow work perspective. What I love the most about this archetype of the dark feminine or the femme fatale archetype is she is so excellent at showing you how certain circumstances that you find difficult, she just flips them around to show you actually how you're empowered. For example, I was feeling really upset that when it came down to the push and shove, I just felt like there was nobody really there for me. And the dark feminine archetype, or just connecting with this energy, I got a really powerful message that you're empowered by being able to show up for yourself. So I really do enjoy working with that archetype, especially around really drastic changes in my life, because she just has a way of showing you how you're actually really empowered, even when you're struggling to see it in yourself. A new addition to my collection, this is a Kickstarter. It is the 3 Black Moons by Burning Paper Hearts. So this is a beautiful deck. I'm really enjoying working with the Witch's Tarot. I enjoy working with the 2 decks together. They go really well together. They complement each other, and it's because they were created for each other. So I really have been enjoying connecting with this deck. I just got it maybe a week or 2 ago, so I'm still getting to know her, but I am enjoying the imagery and the messages. It's very complementary to the Witch's Tarot, so I do really enjoy the 2 of them together. They work well together for obvious reasons. What else? Another thing that the femme fatale archetype, or the dark feminine archetype, what she's really been coming through for me lately is I've been really working on just sitting with my vulnerability, sitting with my emotions, even ones that I don't want to face, ones that make me extremely uncomfortable. And let me tell you, intense emotions can make me very uncomfortable. As I've shared with all of you, I'm a Virgo moon. We have a tendency to just analyze everything, like split everything apart and just analyze everything, and we put everything in like these neat little boxes. I'm also a Mars in Capricorn, so I actually have a lot of earth in my chart. So I find that sitting with my emotions, especially intense emotions, can be very difficult for me. And I've been really enjoying with this archetype. I've been enjoying connecting with this archetype. I'm so sorry, my thoughts are all over the place. But I've been really enjoying connecting with this archetype because she's really helped me to feel that it's okay, to sit with these emotions, to sit with just feeling vulnerable, that there's strength in that. That's been such a huge message. It's very empowering to feel that, that there's duality in that. They go together, in order for you to feel empowered, sometimes you have to feel very vulnerable. You have to go through that space to move to the next. So that's something that I've really felt throughout the month of January. I've connected with that. And I'm thankful for that. I've also been really drawn to the color pink. Journaling a lot with the color pink. My glasses are pink. I actually purchased these while I was pregnant, right after I found out that my daughter was going to be a daughter. And I think that I'm really drawn to the color pink because to me the color pink connects with the maiden archetype. There's a vulnerability to the maiden archetype and to the color pink. It's a very soft color. It's very feminine. It feels very innocent and naive. She has that lust for life. Of course, pink is associated with love and romance as well, which goes so perfectly with this time of the year, with Valentine's Day being right around the corner. It's a color that I associate with just being young, youthful, naive, innocent. But you're excited. You're excited to explore new realms, new ideas, new journeys. It's a color of fertility as well. So I've been really just journaling a lot with that color, really connecting with that color in new ways and new lights. Maybe practicing a little bit of color magic, as some of you would identify that with. And just really, like I said, just really feeling a different connection with that color. And just enjoying it too, and just enjoying sitting in my vulnerability, I guess. You could say. Another significant teaching of this month was just really keeping aspects of my spiritual practice to myself, and just keeping certain things to myself too. I have a purse with it has it's an iridescent design on the front, but then the back is just leather. So sometimes I like to keep that iridescent pattern to myself because it reflects color back. So I don't know, sometimes I just feel like doing that, and I'll just show the leather part of the purse. Just something nerdy for me to share with you. But there's a lot of aspects of my spiritual practice that I'm keeping to myself. And I've fully understood that it should be that way. There are things about your practice that you shouldn't share, that it's just for you, it's between you and your guides, whoever you work with, your ancestors, you might call them spirit. So I've been really enjoying that and just keeping certain parts of myself and my practice to myself. And I have a new appreciation for that, a new understanding of that, or a deeper understanding of that. For example, I don't like to really share how I protect myself. That's to myself. I don't know if I'll ever share that. That's something that I don't feel, what's the word? It's on the top of my tongue. It doesn't feel relevant, or it doesn't resonate to share that. So really just sitting with my intuition about what aspects of my practice I should share with the world, with other people, with friends, with family members. So, and like I said, I've just been really enjoying that too, just having parts of my practice for myself. It feels wonderful. So another deck that I was using this month, I mostly use this with the Tarot in Wonderland tarot, is the Oracle of Portals. So this is a Blue Angel deck. It is a beautiful deck. It's really speaks to liminality and being in different transitions of your life. And I've been really enjoying the messages with the Tarot in Wonderland. They don't look too bad together. I'll show you. I have two of them side by side here. And I think it's excellent at really, this deck, I know I haven't spoken too much about it on my channel. This deck is really excellent at explaining certain transitions in your life. Something that I really struggle with personally on my path is I really struggle with change, and that's growing up in the environment that I grew up with. Children of addicts or alcoholics tend to really struggle with transitions and changes. So I do find myself, since I'm on a healing journey, I find myself drawn to a lot of decks or books about liminality. And I do find that they do share a lot of wisdom and encouragement. This deck particularly, it's very encouraging when I do come to it from a space of, you know, maybe concern, or I'm struggling with a particular change in my life. It reads really well with the Tarot in Wonderland. It works great as a clarifier. I love this card. Another thing is I'm noticing a lot of signs and symbols, synchronicities. Noticing, for example, teeth. I had a dream about teeth, and then the day before that dream, I noticed teeth on a pen that I was using. I noticed a pregnant woman the other day as well. I don't tend to see those very often. So, and I think that these are signs, right? So I like to journal about them, write about them. And I think that it's my guides, because I do tend to work a lot with death deity or dark deities, so they tend to communicate a lot through signs and symbols, the subconscious, sleeping, dreams, etc. So I do tend to pick up on a lot of those things, or at least I try to be conscious of it. Okay, last but not least, I have the Seasons of the Witch. So I just purchased the Beltane Oracle. As I've mentioned before, I like to work with my menstrual cycle energetically, like a season, basically, is what I like to do with that. So I've been using, I already had the Seasons of the Witch Samhain and Yule Oracle. So I like to use these decks depending on where I am in my cycle. I've also noticed you can work with these decks when you're going through certain events in your life, such as if there's something dying in your life, like endings and new beginnings. You can use the Samhain Oracle. If you're going through, for example, if you're going through, like you're going to a new journey or you're trying to grow something, you can use the Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle. I actually just purchased this to work with it in that way. And that's what I'm really drawn to. I'm really called to working with these decks in this way. And I'm really excited to have the new edition of the Beltane Oracle, at least new to me. So something that I'm really enjoying, connecting with these decks in that way, that it doesn't have to just be Beltane for you to use this deck. It could be because you're going through something where you're trying to grow something, grow a business, grow a child, grow anything really. You can turn to this, or you could be ovulating, that you can use this deck as well. So I just love that these decks can be worked with in so many different ways. You don't have to just work with it during Beltane or Yule. Last deck I forgot to mention, I did work with this a bit for the journal prompts for shadow work. The Soul Mirror Oracle. Absolutely in love with this deck. It works excellent as a clarifier. I used it, I think, for my workshop. that I recently did on my channel. I absolutely enjoy the artwork. I think it's excellent for shadow work. The imagery really has a way of bringing a lot of thoughts and emotions to the surface. I like the very selective use of color. I like the black and white imagery. And I love everything about it. I hope she creates a tarot deck or more decks. This artist has some really amazing artwork. I think this deck is just absolutely beautiful. Also really enjoying the new Blue Angel size. You have to let me know in the comment section below if you're enjoying this new Blue Angel size. Also, don't mind my neighbor upstairs. She's just vacuuming. Yeah, that wraps up January. That's really all I have to share apart from all the new experiences happening in life right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.